the latest from Syria. Over the weekend, over 200 killed in homes. And now, on Monday morning, we got reports that another 50 had been basically slaughtered. There has been violent bombardment throughout the day, and they are firing rockets into the cities, and it's, by most accounts, a massacre. And so, of course, there are a great number of people that are irate over this issue, as they should be. There was a Security Council vote, and to give credit to the Americans and the Europeans, they were on the right side here. And you know, it's not an incredibly strong resolution. It's not to take action. It's not to take military efforts. It's simply to say that the sanctions should be stronger and that the Arab League proposal to have Assad step down and have a unity government led by his vice president is the way to go. So it's not a particularly strong resolution, but Russia and China blocked it anyway. So their actions here have been reprehensible. When, you know, and of course, the one government that totally agrees with Russia and China is Iran. All three are incredibly happy to suppress democratic movements within those countries. And apparently, if you, protest those governments and the government does a violent crackdown, China agrees, Russia agrees, Iran agrees. That is not the right side to be on. Here's what U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton had to say. Quote, "We will work to expose those who are still funding the regime and sending it weapons to be used against defenseless Syrians, including women and children. We will work with the Friends of a Democratic Syria around the world to support the opposition's peaceful political plans for change." And then when she was talking about the United Nations vote, where again it was 13-2, the Russians and the Chinese vetoing, she said, quote, "What happened yesterday at the United Nations was a travesty." And spokesperson for David Cameron in the UK was equally harsh. Quote, "Russia and China are protecting a regime which is killing thousands of people. We find their position both incomprehensible and inexcusable. By supporting that regime, they are strengthening it and allowing it to continue with that violence." Now, you have to give some credit here to the European powers and the U.S. because Assad had basically quietly not caused any trouble for Israel, and hence they really didn't bother with him too much, to be honest. And plus, they don't have oil in Syria, so there's no way anybody's going to do any military action. But at least, you know, in the face of these massacres, they at least have the nerve to say, hey, you know what, you shouldn't do that, and we should strengthen sanctions against you, and there should be a new government. Russia and China won't even go that far. It's despicable. Now, are we actually going to do something about it? Oh, go on. Of course we're not going to. Let's listen to President Obama on this.
I think it is very important for us to try to resolve this without recourse to outside military intervention. I think that's possible.
So no outside military intervention. There are reports from, the people on the ground that are getting killed saying that, will anybody help us? We're dying out here. And there are reports of body parts found throughout the cities. And unfortunately, the answer is apparently help is not on the way. And it's look, I don't know that going into Syria is the right thing to do. But it's as you see the pictures in the video, it's a lot sickening, and it's frustrating. We should at least do the bare minimum. Can we not do that? But apparently the Russians and the Chinese think it is too much to ask for.